cover. I'm looking for the back line.
He's like, I can't take this cue.
He's making, he was making full use of the passive there. That's all I'm gonna say in that last part about Rush's performance yesterday on that Karthus, because today, you want to see something a little different. The Draven ban is very different here.
Definitely gets that band away from him. Saw a little Draven in the Lek. Wouldn't be too bad to see it here. Definitely still a strong AD carry, but we kind of went over a list of AD carries today, and the first 5 did not have Draven in it. So it's, like you said, interesting to see that ban. We got Urgot on the side for solo. He's going to lock that in. Galio's left up, so Froggen's going to take that into the mid lane. He can still be a powerhouse, or he can, I should be a powerhouse with that. And the Rakan without the Xayah right away, but I guess that means EchoFox would want to pick it anyway.
I mean, it doesn't need the Xayah in this composition. You already have Galio and you have the Rakan.
So
You're
true.
just going to go in. He's going to charm people, and then they're just going to get bopped by the AP Galio. Remember, it's no longer that Galio that just builds full tank. You go for the AP here. So when you land, and we took away the knockup from the ultimate, it just has so much damage on landing. And the Rakan will keep people in place for it.
I like it.
And you can see the takeaway was the Xayah here to make sure that they don't have the Lovers duo. And right now, something like an Alistar, potentially lock in their jungler. And...
Oh, God! He's got a smile on it. You know what? I feel like that's even more Rush, though, to prove that it's going to work and just come out and go crazy on it. There you go, see? The crowd is behind him. So we get Ezreal in for Deftly on the side of Golden Guardians as we head to phase 2 for bans, when they feel like will hurt the most on that ban list for the opposing team. Golden Guardians first.
Yeah, banning away something like the Alistar, making sure that they don't have it. Potentially the Thresh as well from Hakuho, because the Thresh and the Morgana actually thinking of like 2 signature champions for him that could be good into Rakan. I do feel like the Thresh or the Alistar will be the other ban here if they're trying to deny Hakuho a champion that will help them engage your pick.
Hakuho's Thresh is also nasty. Sion getting banned out there. Now onto the side of Golden Guardians. They stay towards the bot lane. They don't necessarily know what's in the mid lane. They haven't focused too much on that either. Really just Cassiopeia getting that hit with the thought of Aatrox in the rotation to flex. What is next? Taking their time, 4 seconds left here. As you see the coaches chatting in the back, and Nero giving the final words. There it is.
Yep, the Thresh, because it's a good counter to the Rakan, making sure that they don't have that. So we'll see what this final ban is here from the side of EchoFox. I'm unsure what they would ban. Potentially Xin, make sure they don't have an early invading jungler. Yeah, and ban that away. So, because when you have the Karthus is a really good jungler for just affecting the map overall.
Right.
But he sucks when he gets invaded early. And level 3, level 2 junglers, that is not what Karthus is. He is basically the definition of what a level 6 jungler is. Ganking lanes is very hard. Sure, Wall of Pain has a decent range, but that gank is very hard to make stick. And Contractz is going to play the Lee Sin into Rush.
I like it. I like it. I mean, when we saw Contractz pop off before, he was on the Graves, he was on the Kha'Zix, so he does have an eye for those instant plays that he needs to make without really needing anybody there to help him. Now he can just kick him right back and deliver it on a silver platter.
And remember, I was just saying about how, hey, you want to get Xin Zhao, you want to get the Camille off the table because Karthus tucks into him. Well, the Lee Sin is going to do the same thing. Lee Sin, level 3, level 2 even, can invade your jungle and kill you as the Karthus. And they want to put Rush behind. They want to have a higher tempo jungler than this Karthus.
You get some LCS Rangars back? Leona and Lucian locked in on the side of EchoFox. I love that we're seeing a lot more Leona. She is so deceptively tanky, and you just initiate so much more.
And they already have a Xayah. So this Lucian is...
Top lane with Urgot.
Hold on.
Holding. Still on hold.
Okay, so it might be a Lucian mid for Fenix, but I have seen Lucian jungle, and it might be Lucian jungle Karthus mid, but I feel like Karthus' jungler is better. It was probably Karthus jungle, Lucian mid, but I would not be completely surprised. But I would still be surprised if they swap.
Ryze picked over on the side of Golden Guardians as we were flabbergasted with the Echo Fox marksman picks. It looks like it is going to be an AD and mid for Fenix there. Corky yesterday, into the Lucian today.
Exactly, and it's because they know that it's a Galio, right? You're not going to swap and put the Galio top side. It would be really risky, and also his R doesn't reach that far to get to bottom lane, so his effectiveness drops drastically. So having the Lucian, the early lane pressure up against the Galio is fantastic. Also, Galio takes Aftershock. Getting hit by an E or a W is pretty hard when you have that Lucian dash. So you can dash around him and avoid him activating his Aftershock for some extra damage.
Zirene, I won an ARAM last night as AD Cannon against Galio. It felt good. You need that AD. I completely agree with you.
Played AD Cannon?
Yeah, well, you had to. We had AP.
Get off this deck.
We had AP. We won because of me. No, not just because of me. But I hate that Galio just kind of absorbs your entire team until you can get those marksmen towards him. So now having two, put a little bit more sting into the gargoyle to start things off. Yeah. On the other side, we said we had that initiation. We'll see if Rush can put together that Karthus play this time around. I don't think he'll have Huni floating around. Well, he won't have Huni, but he won't have someone floating around in his jungle in the first few levels. Yeah,
and to be honest, I feel like this was a compositional choice. As soon as they saw the Galio locked in, they said, all right, we have to go Karthus jungle because they're going to have a Xayah, an Urgot, and then the Lucian. They wanted to play AD into the Galio, so that's triple AD. You have to have an AP jungler. So they locked it into the second phase after seeing the Galio because they had already had the Urgot and the Xayah. So it makes sense in the composition to even out the damage palette, but at the same time, we have to see because maybe that was the anomaly. Maybe that was just the Rush Karthus game that is an outlier at that point. But we'll see.
Just forget about it.
I'm willing to be, I'm willing to be proved wrong, and I'm willing to change my mind on things all the time, Riv.
Ardent Blaze start for mid lane Lucian. Interesting.
Ardent Blaze is pretty good for just harassing people down.
Yeah.
If you get it on them, you get the double shot, you follow, and you can get multiple if you train them down the lane.
And you're not forced to quit your wave if you hit too many with Piercing Light either. So you kind of keep your wave where you want it, you can attack around it.
It's kind of like how some Ryze start with W.
Yeah.
They root you and get they get auto root, auto, and then they can get another one if they move closer. So it's just for the trading early. You can also see he brought Cleanse to the table to make sure that he can get out of things like the Charm from Olleh, as well as the Taunt from Galio. That's going to be pretty difficult for them in the later parts of the game. I want to see what Hauntzer does, because Hauntzer, this is his second mage in a row where he was playing
Vladimir yesterday.
Vladimir yesterday, and now he's got phase rush on this top lane Ryze, making sure that he can bring damage to the table. Will take some time to scale up, but up against the Urgot, it's on Solo to bring the pressure to the table. And like we're saying, press the attack will come off. And the Ardent Blaze does its job.
It's got to feel good. Usually Galio's just pushing you in already.
Do it.
To the turret. Makes him miss one, makes him miss two. Nicely done to start things off. Level 2 will definitely be Fenix's first. Gets to that, or I'll be able to use it, I should say.
Speaking of starting W level 1, that's exactly what Hauntzer did there. It's the auto into the W into the auto. Just for the trading pattern. Now, Contractz is going to be the difference maker here in these lanes.
Okay.
And we'll see if he gets involved early on, because the Scuttle Crabs don't really get touched by Karthus early, because he doesn't have a way to CC them to make them so that they're easier to take. They also are a little harder to hit. It's like target practice. You warm up.
I remember in Twitch Rivals we would see somebody come down and hit it or punch it, or say if you had Ryze, you come down and prison it so you can slap it down. But yeah, you're right. That is pretty annoying if you can't get those to the team in vision. Clearing out his bot side, looking pretty good so far as he just super clear, get himself back to buy.
Yeah, but you look at how much HP he's running around with.
It's so it's very dangerous. You're not Olaf.
Yeah, somebody walks into your jungle, you are just blasted at that point. You're just gone. We'll see here if Froggen actually goes for an E or a W. Yeah, exactly. If they walk into your jungle, you can't really do anything about it. Now the question is Hakuho, I think he hit the plant, and he's going to see that the blue buff is still up. So that means that they know Contractz is either on the top side doing the scuttle, or he's on the bottom side now, and he's just getting to his jungle. So they're actually going to take this.
Nice
Contractz is actually going to get 3 buff, because Hakuho has priority on the bot side. This will get him to his level 6 much faster, and it's actually a good start for the Karthus.
Very much not what happened yesterday.
Was he going to greed?
We'll actually see where they can take it. Yeah, because Hakuho's going to stay. They have the lane pushed up already. They're not going to lose anything as that now starts for Deftly and Olleh to push back out of the turret. And And really great little early game thing to set in motion here by EchoFox.
Wow, that was 9 camps for Rush at the start of the game, whereas Contractz went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it was 9 camps to 5.
You remember kind of what he was dealing with after he took Krugs, so getting that scuttle was huge for him to get back in there in any kind of good health.
Yeah, Contractz was like banking on a mid lane gank or a top lane gank to happen, but didn't really commit too hard to them. And we saw that Fenix was playing to the bottom side of the map. When the mid laner plays slightly to one side, it usually tells you where the jungler is.
Right.
And right there, he was just avoiding Contractz, because if you position a little differently, then he's definitely in Q range. But because he's playing to his bottom side, it's a good play there from him.
A little love from Contractz. Let's see if they sign off here on the top side. Rune Prison's going to be up shortly. Hauntzer doesn't have much mana, so it's going to be up to Contractz to finish this kill, most likely. And wait for another ability to come flying out here, or to see if somebody else is hiding in the lane. They're expecting Rush too, but they're still going to go in. Corrosive charge onto Contractz to slow him down, but they connect, and they get first blood over to Golden Guardians.
Yeah, but Hauntzer has just enough mana for that too, where he's able to get the root onto him and allow Contractz to line that up before Solo can get the flash going. And that had to happen for Contractz, because he is just bleeding experience over to Rush. Rush is level 5. Rush 46 CS, the highest in the game, because he got all those camps, and they're worth
5 or
a
6
lot.
camps.
Yeah, like he has been doing work just farming away.
I like the patience here too, to make sure Rush wasn't going to be around, because they hadn't seen him.
And if Contractz doesn't get this, he stays level 3 when Rush is 5.5.
Right.
So getting level 4 here is absolutely huge for him. Because Karthus, look at him, he's 6. Rush is 6 already. He's 6 before his mid laner and his top laner are 6.
And they're going bot lane. A fight onto Deftly could make that Requiem come into use quickly. They see Fenix going down in mid, so they actually have an idea of where Contract's pressure is. It doesn't look like Rush goes all the way towards that bot side. Just providing a bit of vision. He's going to hang out with his bot side and get that Ocean Drake.
You don't have enough mana for this, buddy. You're going to need some help. Auto attack Karthus not so strong.
But he's got a sight. You'd think it'd be strong.
You would think. It's kind of like Fiddlesticks. Scythes,
like a
what I've
cool
learned from League of Legends is that scythes are literally just for decoration.
That's true.
Like
Fiddles.
Fiddlesticks, the same thing.
All right.
Oh. Yeah, we just got to trade the autos on it. Hold it. Wait for him to go. And that's Ocean Drake over, though, which is fantastic for Karthus jungle, because when you're low on mana, you just start ticking up more of that missing. So it's even better. As he just continues his grind. He's got so much gold.
It's like everybody's level 6.
He has a bounty already. He's got a bounty and he doesn't have a kill. And it's 6 minutes in.
The jungle bounty.
And this is why it's so imperative that the enemy jungler and the laners have to invade or put the Karthus behind in some way. But we saw Hakuho and Apollo enable him, and Contractz took a gamble on the ganks, but it didn't work because people play really safe in the LCS.
Gonna go full lane. He does have that flash up. Would love to get some charges on his Dark Harvest to start things off. We have not seen the Requiem just yet. Oh, hello.
Woo, alley-oop.
Goes for a quick shot into the taunt. And the Shield of Zirene keeps Fenix there long enough for the next hits to come through. Also on the bot side. Oh! Brush doesn't have time to press R. They drop Olleh immediately. That's going to be the heal down as well there as he uses it for himself. Remember, Deftly has that teleport.
Yeah, definitely has the TP. We're seeing a lot more TPs for those ADs, for the marksman, and then the support's taking the heal. Fenix, though, it looks like he was going up to ward it. Unsure, but also Rush is on that side. So he's not expecting Contractz to also be on that side of the map. He just gets taken out there without the cleanse available. He had used it previously.
How did this have? Is it Solar Flare?
Gotta watch your feet. That's a big pickup there for Apollo.
Gotta keep your eyes on the feathers to make sure they can't be called back. Swept Olleh right off of his feet there.
Sometimes they just get away from you, and as soon as you do that and they pull the trigger, you're rooted, and you're just gonna have a really bad time.
It's that moment too. You've been focusing all game, and you go, "What am I doing?" moment. Like,
yep.
That's all it takes to really swing a lane too. It's gonna be tough. BF Sword and Moby Boots for mobile Hakuho if he ever leaves lane as they return back down towards the bot side. 81-42. As they sort camps between those junglers, and Rush is just having a field day farming.
His bounty's going up.
It's going up. He hasn't been able to attack yet. He hasn't been able to Requiem.
Is this where you buy a Rush stock? It is just going up right now.
It should be cheap at the moment, right?
Yeah, after yesterday's Karthus, yes.
Pretty good buy-in.
But it seems like he's saying he's sticking to the pick. Helps the team composition with the mixed damage. And Contractz is currently doing his own blue. Hand it off to Froggen.
So they could, with Olleh in the play here, they could go down towards bot with the hero's entrance. But Froggen does not look like he wants to leave lane as it's pushed all the way to his turret. The timing just is not right. So Echo Fox is pressuring quite well here with a 2K gold lead. Pushing in that bot lane.
Yeah, most of that gold, though, is on the Karthus.
Yep.
And
until you see it happen, it's really not a lead.
Yeah, he's about 500 up, and then it's a little bit scattered here or there from the bottom lane because of that kill. So Apollo, Hakuho, actually, Hakuho has the majority of it with 600, even though he just got an assist on the back end of that.
Again? Deja vu?
He's been in exactly that place before.
Yeah. Like, not going to be as easy this time. Ooh, they do see him. A great ward push forward here by Solo allows Rush to finally get some kind of movement on the map. A little bit more warding forward. He's going to keep an eye here whether to go back.
He's Rift Heralding on spawn. Like, the Rift Herald just came up in 10 minutes. This may be the fastest Rift Herald.
Oh, no.
He sees him. It's gone.
But yeah, it's still there, though. He knows. He's like, wait a minute. Fight down towards the bot lane. The quickness goes off, and Requiem comes through to kind of deter what's happening here, give Echo Fox the advantage. A Rift Herald won't be the idea of Rush at the moment, but he definitely wanted that. I like the thought.
Yeah, definitely a wasted ultimate at the time, but it forced people to back up. Definitely flashed away. But that was an all-in from the Echo Fox bottom lane with the assistance of Rush, whose bounty still going up, 550 right now.
Ever so slowly.
It's
Wouldn't that be great for Contractz to be able to pick that up after early game?
Yeah.
That would have been huge.
That's the strat. You just let the Karthus get ahead of you so you can get the bounty, right? Actually, if he were to kill him and get his bounty right now, he would actually be even in gold. It's 4,100 to 3,600. So, yeah, if he killed him right now, he'd get the 550 and he'd be even.
Olleh can't get the pink in the brush. They're going to look to add a little bit of damage. I like it. This is how you play the Leona is. Every time you can go in, you go in. Apollo flashes forward to get the last kill on that. Contractz is going to try to make his way in. Nice job locking up Deftly for any follow-up here. We have Rush just on the left side as well. There's a lot of rotation coming down. This was all done as Froggen went back to base, so he was not able to join in the fight. Proto-built finish for him. And we have yet to see the hero's entrance coming in from Galio.
Yeah, he's pretty much pressured by the Lucian. Fenix has been doing a good job of keeping him underneath his turret. And even though Fenix did die, it means that he still is able, with this Lucian pick, to just constantly keep him back. And now this might be the second Ocean Drake for them. No, you don't take that. Even though he doesn't have Flash and he doesn't have his ultimate, the fact that Hakuho would stun lock you is enough to dissuade Contractz. See that one more time here. Because this is one where Hakuho is going to land the E, get the Q down, and then Olleh goes back in. The Ignite lands, and it looked like he was trying to get Apollo there, but he's not able to do it. Don't think he had the ultimate available. And that's actually Golden Guardians finding a moment based off the back timers of Apollo and Hakuho to go and get that Ocean Break for themselves. So they even them up 1-1.
Froggen able to work with this one kill in mid. Not able to work in too much as Fenix, as you said, pushes him in. Keeps him from getting to those side lanes. I'm sure he'd love to be able to join Contractz in a few of these resonating strikes. Hauntzer going back and forth with Solo on the top side. He chooses to go Solo's goal side here. Bring him back into the minions as they run back and forth. They're drawing up the rest of the team. Rush is going to be in. There's that hero's entrance we're talking about. Knocks up Solo. There's the shield of Duran to lock him in place. Justice punch as Rush gets knocked up. And it may be just enough for Contractz to sign off on another kill.
And there's no ultimate available for Rush. It's coming up in a few seconds here. He's not able to get a stack of Dark Harvest there, not able to hit Contractz with it. Fenix is coming in to try and clean the minion wave up, but he might be dead.
Getting the AD carry treatment as he should underneath the turret by 3. And GGS picks up another kill. That one's going to go over to Hauntzer as it's been much of a stalemate in that top lane after the first kill. So Hauntzer's just kind of been farming nice, and then gets a little more on a platter from his team.
And just like that, you can look at where the gold values are. 500 advantage for Froggen in the mid lane, but also Contractz, he's able to swing that gold back. Now he's at 5,100.
For his early game, this has been huge.
Yeah, he's at 5,100 gold versus the 48 of Rush. So even though Rush was out farming him, almost has twice his farm, the bounty's going over, the kill's going over to Contractz. Gets him ahead.
Corrosive charge! Oh, that was close.
Flash, sorry, the smite is still enough, right?
Yeah, yeah, always.
If you walk up with smite, maybe he had like a summoner spellbook charge, you know? That would definitely make the Lee Sin panic.
So look at who's got the bounty now as we see this fight one more time. Hauntzer was just buying time left and right here as he walks solo around.
And Hauntzer has the most gold in the game after this fight because he is walking him around, waiting for Froggen. As soon as he commits, gets the root again, and then solo doesn't have enough time to flash out of the hero's entrance. That's where Contractz comes in to try and finish that and gets that shutdown.
I like the Realm Warp too. He's like, I'm in if you guys don't have it. I will Realm Warp. Well, it was more than enough power. A little bit of shock and awe from Golden Guardians towards the top side of the map, as also allowed bottom to not see too much aggression from Contractz or really anybody else, and they have been able to roll through the turret as well. A little bit of global gold going out there as they start dropping more resources of Contractz jungle.
Eyes are on Hauntzer this game for Golden Guardians, just like they were in the last one.
Yeah.
But the engage of having the Leona will mean that the team fighting is probably what's going to come out here for Golden Guardians as well. Like, these both look like they're compositions that want to team fight except for the Lucian, but he doesn't have a teleport to the side lane. He's pretty much going to be locked into having fights against a Ryze, which is mid-range, can match him, and the Galio, which will do about the same thing too in terms of mid-range mages. So Fenix is going to have to figure out a way to get into this game to a point where he's a force to be reckoned with, because right now he's kind of just this squishy Lucian running around that will be a tiny bit slippery, but not slippery enough to stop Golden Guardians.
Unfortunately, hasn't been able to participate in any of these assists or kills, just the deaths, as he was focused on by Contractz and Froggen.
Participating in all the deaths.
Participating in all deaths, yes.
Death participation, is that
must look to achieve something.
New stat? Oh.
Solar fan of Contractz!
He got him. Made sure that Riptail didn't come out. Shelly, nope, not today.
I love it. It's the small plays. You're like, wait, but that was huge.
Means they don't lose that turret, but
yeah.
Bottom turret already went down, but Echo Fox still up in gold because of that, because of Apollo, because of Hakuho.
Slow. Patience is the name of the game here for Fox. They got a little ahead of themselves as they went to go towards that top side after the fight, but now as they can sort again on the map, they're going to have 30 seconds for this. Wow, I couldn't remember what kind of Drake it was. Infernal, thank you. I was going to say Rift Drake, and I'm like, that's not a thing.
Yeah, the Infernal Drake, it's what they're playing for right now. You can see mostly centered towards the bottom side of the map. Solo, Hauntzer also had their teleports. And there was just a back that came through for Deftly as Apollo shoves up the bottom lane. So yeah, it's definitely what everybody has their sights set on here. So now it comes down to ultimate.
Whoa!
And Olleh!
Fenix with a beautiful bait in. Olleh wants that just as much, and they get the quickness out of him as Fenix is able to just dodge out of that. Does have to use the cleanse quite quick, though.
Yeah, but a cleanse for the ultimate of the Rakan when there's an objective on the table now, that's fantastic because the Rakan is their primary engage, and they'd have to back it up with something like the Galio if they really wanted to make it happen. Hauntzer walked down, Solo actually TP'd.
Yep, Solo TP'd, Solo flash as well.
Ooh! Hakuho's ultimate doesn't hit anybody with the stun portion, and he doesn't connect with his E onto Olleh either.
So he just changed the flash. Malaya, looked like he did.
Yeah, he had
went on cooldown.
Ghost earlier.
Yep. It just went dark for a second. I was like, oh!
Oh!
Oh, so close. True Shot Barrage not going to do it. Hex Tech Belt, neither.
Saved by the heal from Apollo.
Should be able to get some damage on it.
Oh, wait,
no,
Contractz
Ninja's
wants
going
him.
down too quick. Contractz has too many Raptors in front of him to connect with Rush for the finalizing kill. It looks like they'll back off another wave to mid, but it does not look like they will all stay for the fight.
That's that heart attack moment where Contractz comes over the wall, you're doing Raptors.
Yeah.
He's got to get out of there. Oh, kick him over the wall.
Oh, wouldn't that been perfect? Whoops.
Alley-oop.
Oh, he alley-ooped himself. I like it. Contractz forcing the flash with Olleh. Onto Solo, and a good dodge to the left, so Contractz actually blows his for what would have been a kill. Lots of flashes, however, now coming up after that fight. see how much that kind of plays against them if we get into another one. That Infernal Drake coming up next once again. So it's 2 to Fox right now, 1 to Golden Guardians as the map is starting to kind of teeter back and forth. Apollo's feeling good in these fights.
Oh yeah.
If they can keep him alive.
You gotta watch Apollo for Echo Fox, and you gotta watch Hauntzer for Golden Guardians. Those are the 2 guys that really have to pop off here and bring the damage to the table. Especially since the fact that Apollo has those 2 items. Which gold does he have as well? He's sitting on, well, pretty much nothing. He's already 1,400 gold up. He's the richest person in the game at the moment. And that's enough to get him those 2 items that he really needs to start turning on in terms of the AD carry role. So we'll see what he's able to do alongside Hakuho. I'm figuring that these fights have to be a little bit more explosive, but everybody kind of blows their cooldowns and then they have to wait. There's this lull in the moment afterwards, and then people wait for flashes and etc. You're checking the Dark Harvest stacks. How many does he have?
He's having a rough time.
Looks like a fat 0.
The fat 0.
Wow.
Kind of tough.
Yeah,
You're
20
doing
minutes.
damage on low health people, but all these fights are happening instantly. There's a lot of front end burst damage, and the follow up kills them before Rush even starts stacking anything. Good pick up by Hauntzer. He'll get himself some resources for the side lane. He's actually becoming quite big himself, so coming into these fights, you throw down the shield to be deceptively strong. There's a good clear out from Hakuho here. Loves the Thresh. Loves the Leona. Guy wants to get into the fights all the time, so why not give him something that gets in there even more? And he's looked pretty great on it.
And the scaling is something that we always have to consider. Hauntzer getting picked off here.
Yep. Sustained back.
Big shield.
This is going to be big damage on Hauntzer. I think that's a stack. Fear Beyond Death as they combine the Karthus and the Urgot ultimates together. Beautifully done as they start pushing down towards mid lane. Corrosive Charge over onto Olleh. The fight now from Fenix onto Froggen. It's not what he wants. Shield to Duran misses. So the firing keeps coming through for Fenix, and the culling doing quite a bit of damage as mid lane goes down. Echo Fox giving Golden Guardians quite a bit to think about.
Yeah, they were not expecting Solo in that brush there. Immediately just engages on to Hauntzer. The Hauntzer can't get out, doesn't have his flash. And even if he did, getting over that wall would have been rough, and he still would have been pulled back. So the damage comes out, the Q into the Purge, into the Disdain.
Just a slight lapse in vision for that brush.
Yep, and I like that from Solo, using the Disdain immediately into the R, so it's pretty much undodgeable.
Yep.
Flipping to the other side of you, and while they're stunned, you go through the animation. So makes that one land. And then Rush finally gets his first assist of the game as Froggen gets that turret.
And that's a stack, right?
I don't think he has a stack.
It wasn't low enough.
Yep.
Unfortunate. What a life of Dark Harvest.
Yeah.
It's broken. I can't use it.
Yeah, that's the thing, is it's feast or famine.
Yeah,
This
exactly.
is a game that, the tempo is very slowed down for Golden Guardians, and so it means that Rush, he's not somebody who's going to get a whole bunch of stacks here. People are avoiding fights, and I've seen so many games, especially in solo queue, where the Karthus just runs around with 16 stacks, 20 stacks.
Boom!
You're like, what happened?
Just dropping bombs.
He was feeding earlier, but he's just running into our team for stacks now. It's like, he gets 4 stacks in that team fight, you win it, but the next one is going to be even harder to win. And that's just how the Karthus rolls from the jungle. Is you kind of int to win.
The winting.
Yeah, it's the winting. He hasn't done too much of that this game. Needs more stacks.
Needs more stacks to win. Oh, good damage onto Olleh. He cannot get in with the quickness now without going down too fast, but he's still going to try. Olleh gets taken down in the blink of an eye, and that's going to be a beautiful stun coming in from Hakuho. They almost get the kill as well onto Contractz, but they can't follow up. Hauntzer starts to deliver a little damage back here, but Echo Fox continued to look good on each one of these fights.
Yep, and that's going to be the Infernal Drake for them. Infernal #2 for Echo Fox.
Yep.
If they can just walk over there, waltz over, pick that one up. And Apollo is doing massive work. 750 gold bounty for him, but also at the same time, he is critting so hard in these fights now.
Sting, you can feel the crit from here.
Yeah.
Gets a little range on his rapid fire, feels good.
Yeah, and Olleh felt like he was able to just go in, get out. Wasn't able to land on the right target, and even then, Apollo was able to just shut him down real fast.
Yep. Looking at options, what's on the table? What does it look like kind of for Golden Guardians to find a fight here? Is it the Contractz Froggen? Are you waiting for Olleh back up? We did see him very low to start that one off, so it didn't go their way.
You're looking for the Olleh into the Froggen, right? Get in there with the ultimate, make sure that Froggen has the ultimate on you, and then you can get this big burst on people. But he's just not landing on the right people. And it's also Fox doing a good job of spreading out. You don't want to have your two marksmen next to each other, or even next to the Karthus. So you have kind of designated frontliners of Solo and Hakuho, who can have skirmishes on their own, especially Solo, and then everybody else just kind of spreading out, making sure they can't all be caught at once.
This vision control just on the bottom half near Dragon is really playing into Fox's favor. Missing a solar flare there, however. Shielded Duran looking for a huge taunt. Nice feather storm from Apollo keeps himself safe, and they're going to be able to drop down Froggen immediately. The Galio should not fall that fast.
That was monstrous from Apollo. I want to see that again.
It was disgusting.
I want to see that in super slow motion because he had barely any time to react to that.
Very fast fingers from Apollo to start things off here in the mid-game fights. Still a 4v4 in the mid lane since we have Fenix off on the left side, so they're going to tempt the danger, but see what they can get out of Golden Guardians here as they control that top side of the map.
Yep, trying to control that top side, like you said, but the mid lane priority is going over to Golden Guardians slightly as they go to the bottom side, but the Baron control goes over to Echo Fox off that. Let's see that one more time here.
My word.
Where?
So Apollo's just on the bottom.
Froggen feels like he's got this, and then they see him. They see him because of Rush's sweeper. So he has some time to react to it, but it's still not a whole bunch because you don't know if the Galio is charging taunt, E, anything like that. But he sees him, says, okay, the flash comes out, and the immediate reaction from him too.
Oh, hello. Quick kick. Sonic Wave didn't want that.
Quite the right direction he wanted. I think he wanted to get up and above and then kick him down.
If you could do a slow him, just walk around with the Tempest and cripple and then do it. To each his own. He wanted to kick quick.
Yeah, and
5-5 here as we hit 25 minutes, and a bot will drop in favor of Hauntzer and GGS.
Those double Inferno, though, are going to do more work as this game goes on. It's a Karthus alongside two marksmen who make great use of that. So these three champions, and even I would say the Urgot as well, do make great use of that. So those extra stats, never something to complain about, as Apollo's bounty gets even higher for a potential shutdown later, and somebody to rubber band back into the game.
Ooh. Rush is close to the Rabadons. He's doing quite a bit of damage once you can get that. Looks like he'll actually go back and grab it, so he's kind of saying, hang out for now, team. I won't be there for the full fight, but I can still Requiem, call down the Sky Laser, and there is his Rabadon. So big burst there for him. He's sitting on just under 400 AP.
He has a stack.
No!
He's got a stack.
I like it.
It happened.
Let's see if we can get another one. Now he has a quest within this game.
I feel like at this point you kind of just give up on stacks. You
I mean,
go,
like,
I'm a Karthus with no mastery.
Your point's right though. In a fight, like people are going to be low. You get in there and you just start doing damage. And you get those.
Oh!
Holy crap! Right into the turret. They're going to bring in Froggen as well. Hauntzer and Froggen going all the way downtown underneath the turret. And I don't know if it was the best idea, boys. They get taken down by Echo Fox. Woohoo!
He's like, Haku, oh no, you did not.
Oh, no, you
try
did
to go underneath
not.
my turret. He throws down the ultimate perfectly timed for the stun, and then just everybody is just mushed together there.
Oh.
Even Froggen came in. He's like, I'm here to help. Well,
That was
helping the wrong team at that point because he is just food for
big
Fox.
helping. Contract's going to get taken down as it looks like Fox can just run amok in the jungle after those few kills. Contract's pushed off. No, Smite 50-50 even to be had, and Echo Fox feel very good after that scuffle in the mid lane.
See that one more time. Hakuho, it's like perfectly timed. That is the rudest welcome you can ever have from a Realm Warp. That is just a stun into the lockup, into even if you got your boy Froggen coming through, it's not enough. And that's 3 people dead on an engage that they thought was gonna be one to stick for them.
That was a shocking oops. That's what you call those. 28 minutes on the clock here. Echo Fox feeling probably like they can engage a lot, but if that's going to happen, they'll wait for the engages to come. A lot of money on that Baron play so far. 2 minutes left, even I should say 3 minutes left to push this down the lane. You're going to have Solo pushing top side, and now Golden Guardians need to find a way to repair this or at least get a few picks. It's tough because Olleh is even getting taken down in his engages that are supposed to have good follow.
Yeah, and this Echo Fox is looking a lot like Apollo and Hakuho. So every now and then, back when they were on teams together, Envy, talking about Clutch. Now on Echo Fox, they have just gone hand in hand as bottom lane has stayed intact for so long that their synergy is just monstrous. You can see no deaths to their name, and Apollo has 100% kill participation on this Xayah. 1,000 gold bounty. He is just doing so well here. And he's somebody that flies under the radar, and then there's always that conversation in the middle of the split. How good is Apollo? Is he a top tier AD? What, like, where does he stand in the rankings? And it's always up for debate. And if you're starting the season off like this in this game, it's one that you can maybe start having that, you know, you got the Flint and Tinder going, maybe start that conversation again. But
he's looking to achieve the Freak ADC placement.
Yeah, that's true.
From seasons ago. But you're right. It's kind of been a question with this pair and solo is how does this team sit with a few other players that like really fit in with them, really allow everybody to excel? And that's kind of what you're seeing here in the beginning of the season for them is that they all feel very comfortable in their roles. And like you said, Apollo able to step up as well when the team needs it. Solo's had a pretty decent game topside with the aggression he found from Contractz. So everybody's also able to keep that stable mental throughout the game.
Yeah.
30 minutes almost on the clock, and they're at the front door of the base of Golden Guardians.
Olleh, on the other hand, a lot of pressure on him is pretty much the, I would say, primary engage tool alongside Contractz.
Yeah.
And then Froggen's supposed to be the secondary engage. But Olleh, the 0-4 and 0 start for him.
Hauntzer trying to hide, but Olleh takes quite a bit of damage as he can get in with the quickness.
There it is.
The dodge, there's one hit, he gets 3. Froggen's gonna be able to knock up the 3 in the fight actually as Fenix is on the outside, but they're still able to fire in. The AD carries are untouched here as they start to deliver damage and they have their eyes set on those priority targets. Rush is in the Zanyas, Fenix and Apollo still alive as they walk back and they try to kite the damage. Requiem from Death here coming from Rush so they can get a bit more damage and keep Fenix and Apollo safe. Look at the smile on Rush's face, he's having a great time.
I finally got some stacks. Like, he did it. But
he's got 2 now.
This is one where I was just talking about Olleh, and you were talking about the strong mental. He's got to keep it. And right there, you see everybody kind of get body blocked by the Urgot, who's slowed down a tiny bit, and then goes in immediately. Apollo's able to react to it and get out. But still, that's your tank line getting burst down, and then Rush flashes forward to try and make a kill connect, but it's not enough.
Got Contractz sold.
He almost got him as well in terms of the kill.
Yeah, very close. A lot of shields over on that side to be utilized once that Requiem comes from the sky. We'll see where we sit after this. We're gonna get Rush out of spawn just now, so he's going for Seeker's Arm Guard up into that Xayah so he can be even more of a nuisance. Stopwatch was used in that previous fight. So they lose a little bit of that crazy ability to just go willy-nilly. Knight's Vow just set up on a friend here for Hakuho. Let's see who that is. Probably just the AD. Or one of.
I think it's just for Apollo. He's got
It is Apollo, yep.
Both the
he's got
Zeke's
Zeke's
and the Knight's Vow.
Looks so good. I love how those emblems synergize.
I mean, exactly. They're made that way so you don't confuse them. So you just know that they're both on the same person. Yeah, Apollo has been doing so well in this game alongside Hakuho. It's just been a massive game for them, but on the opposite side, they've just evened up the kills. Sure, they don't have the Infernal, but whatever happens at this Baron can actually turn the tides for Golden Guardians. We just saw the combination where if Olleh sees that moment, sure, he won't have flash this time, but if he sees that moment and it can connect, then you're looking at a completely different team fight.
Quicksilver Sash into Featherstorm. We heard High kind of talking about that earlier. It makes Apollo almost unkillable. Makes the Xayah almost unkillable. So that's what Golden Guardians is dealing with. Olleh has to find that right moment to pull the trigger and really just get Apollo before he can think. Vision's the name of the game if you want to do that. Otherwise, you're always looking in the eye of your enemy and you can predict what's coming.
Yeah, Fenix has a death stance now too. Make sure that he doesn't get burst as quickly. It's an anti-burst item, so you just take some of that damage as damage over time afterwards. So with that double lifesteal to his name, feel like that's something that will allow him to kind of get out of these fights. Because the damage from Golden Guardians, the Ezreal, not doing too much. The Galio will deal a decent amount, but then you're looking at Hauntzer's damage with the Void Staff being at 5 items right now. He's the one that is doing a decent amount of the work in the heavy lifting in these fights. We'll see. Oh, good to soften him up there.
Contractz hooking around the end, looks to get a good kick in. Or
he can hit Rush here. If he can hit Rush.
Deter the back line. He's going to have Rush. 1, 2, 3. Take it down 10%. One more kick and he gets taken. A safeguard out. And it's going to be the drop in now from Froggen. Hero's entrance could be what they need. He comes out of. Oh, Guardian Angel just before the Requiem comes down. So Contractz doesn't take that much. But Echo Fox has already routed the fight. They've already found the members of Golden Guardians that need to go down. And it's a 2-for-1 in favor of Echo Fox.
And Hauntzer tried to get on the backline, tried to get on Apollo, but Apollo doesn't even have to use his flash, doesn't have to use his heal, or even his QSS. He's just able to get out real fast, and another fight's happening.
Hauntzer's in a bad spot. Corrosive charge hits to slow him in. They're able to get the rest of the damage from Hakuho, Apollo, and Solo. And now they're going to be able to finish up this Infernal Drake. Third one of the game, and all three in the pocket of Echo Fox. They are on fire.
Yep, and a 9,000 gold advantage to them. This is something where that's even going to lie to you because they have so many combat stats from the triple Infernal.
Yeah,
and remember,
that's right.
The Infernal Drake is a little bit stronger than it used to be, right? It's like 10% for the first one, 7%, 24%. So the first one means a lot, the second one means a lot, and the third one, it's about the same as before, but just scaling up to that point, it was just giving them so much extra gold, and it still is.
Such a skirmish-heavy game. Surprised to see Contractz at 4-0-3. Not the score, but the no deaths. He has been in and out of fights all the time, and he has been huge for his team here, setting this one up. The vision, like I said, they would have to get in without Echo Fox knowing, and they were only able to do so much damage with the team not following them.
Yeah, and it took Contractz a bit to get out, but then you saw Olleh. He tries to get in, it doesn't work. Apollo hasn't even had to use flash, anything like that.
Yeah.
And Olleh not able to get there quite yet. And you see the flash for him is coming up right now, so he'll have it for the next engage. But this might be too little too late. Echo Fox, they're walking to the bank right now. 10,000 gold, triple Infernal.
Yeah, it's...
And a Baron. They're ready to go.
As we said, those sacks of money hit really hard when it hits you in the face. And right now, those are filled with 10,000 gold in favor of Echo Fox.
That would hurt a lot.
6-2 turrets. A bar of gold itself is pretty dang heavy. Imagine 10,000. Olleh's way too far forward. Tries to come in. I believe that's Realm Warp as well from Hauntzer. Corrosive Charge locks him in. They're going to be able to get the kill. No, he throws Zhonya's down, as that would have been Fear Beyond Death, but they leave it to Apollo to get the double and sweep in the feathers. Looking at Deftly, Froggen, and Contractz now inside the base, all alone with those Nexus turrets. And Echo Fox can kind of drive it right down mid. This minion will not give them enough range to the Nexus turret, so they're gonna have to be careful. Froggen goes down immediately. Careful is not on the menu for Echo Fox as they go straight to the heart of Golden Guardians. They're gonna be able to drop down Nexus turret number 2, and Echo Fox able to rise up in a fiery storm, take down Golden Guardians, and they'll be 1-1 in the first week of the LCS.
A great way to close out the week for them. Rush, a little bit of a redemption game for him there. 0, 3, and 9, assisting in a lot of the kills, but that was the Apollo and Hakuho show. Whatever team they go to, they always have those pop-off games, those pop-off matches where you go, damn, these guys look like they could be near the top based off their AD carry and bottom ability.
Yeah, 6, 0, and 8 for Apollo. Just seeing the initiations against him before they happened left him with 100% health anytime he was initiated on. And I love the double marksman pickup as well. I think we forgot how much Fenix could actually flex his champion pool. This guy has a lot to work with for any team he's on.
Yeah, able to bring that Lucian to the table. The diverse builds got the Hex Drinker eventually at the end. But like we were talking about, the Apollo and Hakuho bottom lane.
So good.
Hakuho 1-1 and 10, and honestly, both of them did exactly what
Ban my Thresh?
And Morgana. Like, they did exactly what their jobs were. Apollo used the least amount of cooldowns possible to avoid every single engage.
Yeah.
He kept his QSS, he dodged away from Olleh, he used his heal and his flash only when he had to, and the R was what he was pressing constantly. Right on point, too. Dodging Froggen, dodging Olleh, and then you saw there as well, Hakuho, whenever somebody misstepped, he was ready to make the engage flip back on them.
And the overarching idea for this composition for Echo Fox was as well, still run Karthus, make sure he has protection. That wasn't the problem we lost. And you know what? They went in, they ran it, critics aside, whatever. They had their game and they had fun. GG to Golden Guardians. I'm sorry, Echo Fox and Golden Guardians. So let's send it down to Olleh for an interview with Echo Fox's Kind Boy.
Thanks, Riv. Rush, congratulations on the win and welcome back to NA. How excited are you to compete in LCS again?
I was really excited to play on stage like this, like cause in LCK, I was like supposed to play on the booth. So it's kind of really feel different. I feel like I can maybe a little more connected with fans more. So I really like it.
Oh, that's so sweet. You get to wave hello to everyone, see them when you walk on stage. But pointing to today's game, we saw you run it back with Karthus again. But I'm here thinking, when do we get to see 2016 Rush playmakers like Lee Sin and Nocturne? Or can we see them this split?
I mean, I'm actually hiding some champions to play on better plays like playoff maybe finals. So you guys can see like later.
Wait, you're hiding all of your good picks until you make it to playoffs?
Yeah, I'm just baiting.
Just baiting them. I love it. Well, this is now completing your first week with Echo Fox. What do you think of the team so far?
I think so. We lost on the Saturday, but like our conversations and our mood, where everything was good. I think we have a like really good environment to improve. So I think we're gonna get better and better. And I don't think we're gonna be like free win team. That like some people say like Echo Fox is one of the worst team, but I don't feel like it. We're good.
You are good, and you picked up the win today. Rush, thank you and congratulations again. And to wrap up the day, let's hear from the State Farm Analyst Desk.